Folks, today we have a very special webcast. I cannot wait. I am so excited to hear the discussion on the panel today, folks. Folks, as you know, if you've been following the news, you already know potentially there could be another shutdown. You know, we don't like to hear the word shutdown because for how many months in the past months that we've been fighting to reopen. You remember the whole process, folks? Shut down, we need to be reopened, got open outdoors and everything, and then back in the salon 25%, and then now what I heard is that the restaurant now, especially in California, of course, they are back to takeout only. And for what I remember, folks, the beauty sector is in that group, from what I remember, reopening. So I'm honestly, folks, I'm a little bit confused. I'm not an expert. That's why we have the expert on tonight to get their opinion, okay, to find out so we can make a decision and see, what's gonna, what we need to do for our future. All right, folks? Now, regarding the shutdown, folks, I like to get their opinion and see their thoughts and see, is it gonna happen? And if it happens, what is the impact's gonna be? And of course, we're always trying to find the solution. What do we need to do to keep our industry going? All right. Now, folks, as you know, if you remember prior to the COVID, of course, in this beauty industry, we basically, when we're talking about the two, general services, you have the hair and the nails. And it's always seemed to be really not connected. The nails always feel that we are like the stepchild. But through this crisis, folks, if you know, we tend to connect. And thank God we did that because now we're able to communicate with our big brother and sister in the hair industry sector and see what's going on with them. Because there's a lot more of them than there are nail techs, folks, all right? And so today, folks, one of our guests, of course, is from the Professional Beauty Federation of California, Mr. Fred Jones. I'm so glad to have him on here. He will give us his perspective on not only the nails, folks. He's actually going to be talking about overall the beauty sector, and the nail is part of it. Okay? So I'd love to get his opinion on that. Also, folks, we have another a guest that has been on, and because of the crisis, folks, what happened? I want to go ahead and give a plug out. If you are on Facebook, please go to the Professional Beauty Federation of California Facebook page. You can see it right here, all right? You're going to go there and support them, okay? Like them, follow them, and send them a message. They also got a blue button right there, and you can, I believe that Fred will be the person that's going to take care of the message. So you see right there, folks, that's their page. Make sure you go there. And then also, folks, you want to go to the Sacramento Nail Association Facebook page. This is their page, all right? In addition to taking care of the nail professional, as you can see, they have pho for seniors. What the hell? Oh, Lou, you got to tell us about that. I'm getting ready to hit senior level right now. Does that mean we get a free bowl of pho or something, brother? All right, man. All right. Mr. PhD, welcome back. Tong Vu, thank you for coming back as a special guest host. And, of course, Mr. Fred Jones and Mr. Nguyen, thank you for joining us again. You as a salon owner, my brother, okay, you heard it, all right? You heard my intro. There is a potential shutdown, the second shutdown. How are you feeling? Do you think it's going to happen?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, shit. Oh, you don't, huh? Okay, got it, man. That was a quick answer. TV, on Tong Vu. What's your thought? Is it going to happen? Yes or no?
It might happen. It might happen,
huh? Okay, that's a 50-50. He's a chemist. Yeah.
When we don't have a fixed rule in this country or any state or any household, so it will be decided by the person who think he know the best.
Okay, got it. All right, and then I'm gonna go straight to Mr. Fred Jones. Mr. Fred Jones, once again, thank you, Mr. Fred Jones. Will there be another shutdown? Yes or no?
So I don't believe there will be a statewide shutdown. I think we successfully made our case with Governor Newsom. I think we're still occupying rent-free space in his head. But each individual county health officer can make a unilateral decision within their county to do pretty much whatever they damn well please.
Got it.
Arbitrarily, totally disconnect it to our laws and our license. And there are some county health officers that love power. And so, you know, I'm nervous about Los Angeles. I'm nervous about some of the Bay Area counties.
Yep.
So while I think we won the battle at the state level, we still have these potential skirmishes to fight at the county levels.
Wow, got it. Mr. Liu, what's your thought? He just said that he's concerned about this Bay Area. That's your area, sir. What's going on up there? Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, it's definitely a concern. Got a lot of members expressing their fear and worry. As you know, this industry has a huge impact negatively past few months, and I think it's going to be devastating. I'm praying that we will continue to be part of the hair industry and not be separated. Yeah. And I hope that they understand that shutting down salon is not the solution. There's bigger issue out there than a small little salon with few people inside. But I'm hopeful, but I'm praying that we will not be.
I have heard that we have been asking each other opinion individually.
Yes.
But we have the big association right there and federation right there. Let's ask Fresh Zone.
Okay.
Fresh Zone, you have how many members in your federation?
We have a few thousand, actually a little more.
Okay. Do you have a chance to randomly ask them what their opinion is, whether how many percent of your association or federation happily accept lockdown, and how many percent that they say no, we don't want to shut down?
Yeah, you know, back in April, the answer would be 100%. You know, we didn't know what this COVID was about. We didn't know who was most susceptible. 8 months later, we know that it has a 99.3% survival rate. We know that which population groups are most at risk. You know, it's not young people, it's not middle-aged, you know, in good shape, as long as they have strong tolerances. It's basically those that have problems with their health and elderly. And so as we've learned more about COVID, and we've also seen the CDC endorse our COVID compliance in our salons and spas, you know, the use of PPE, masks specifically. We have really good data that show that the spread has never really been a factor in our nail salons, our hair salons, and our skin spas. So as we've developed more knowledge and understanding, and we've compared that to our education and training as licensed professionals, the tolerance is not there anymore to shut down. And we're also facing, and I hope we talk about it tonight, and it's what we predicted. It's the reason why we lobbied hard, this governor, to reopen us back in late April, early May. We told him, Governor, if you don't do this, you're going to have 500,000 licensees go underground. Yep. And they're going to go house to house, kitchen to kitchen, spreading more than just beauty services.
Yep.
So if you truly want to flatten the contagion curve so as to not overwhelm our hospitals, by all means, don't drive this industry underground. Allow us to do these services in our controlled, regulated, inspected, and disinfected establishments.
Very good.
And when he didn't agree to that, we sued the bastard. Because we knew, I mean, my organization has one mission.
Yes.
To raise the professionalism of beauty in California. That's it. And anything that undermines our license, anything that creates unlicensed activity and underground activity, erodes the professionalism of our industry. It eventually will render those that are performing services destitute, because you just can't make house calls and really earn a profit without charging 3 times the cost of your service. And so we knew all of this back in April. And so, yeah, I think it's even worse today, the temptation into finance.
Wow.
So we certainly hope the health experts and the governor and all these county offices respect the reality and respect the health and safety training of our licensees. Because if they don't, they will drive more people underground, and ultimately that doesn't help fight COVID.
Unanimously, nobody wants to get shut down. Unanimously, and it's hurting the owners significantly. You know, the sheriff in the Sacramento made a statement right after Newsom put out the curfew that they will not enforce it. So what does that mean? It means that they are standing by, and you know that if we get shut down, the owners most likely will comply, and that leaves what? The technician doing what they can do without being regulated. That is very scary area to go into, and they need to understand that. It's like controlling the business owner is not gonna help the problem. The problem is bigger than that. The problem isn't salon, and that's something we have to fight over and over again.
I'm just feeling as a viewer, as a nail professional, not as an expert like you guys. Oh my God, it's gonna happen. So that's where we at. So what's your thought on that, Fred?
Lots of thoughts.
Yes, please.
I reiterate that I think there will be some county restrictions.
Yes.
Now the PBFC will fight for all hair, skin, and nail sectors equally.
Got it.
We need to be treated fairly and equally. And you know, this was part of the problem with the half-assed shutdown that we just discussed. When you have all these major multinational retail corporations that never shut down a single day,
Home Depot never.
Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's,
Costco.
yeah, and none of their employees have any training in cross-contamination and disinfection protocols.
Amen.
That unequal treatment is
unfair.
anti-American. And so you may call it half-assed. I call it unequal protection of the law.
Got it.
And so you're never going to get Americans to act like Asians, where we all just, you know, together as a group shut society down 100%. You're not going to get Europeans to do similar. I mean, look at the street protests in Spain and in Germany and Italy right now over their second round of shutdowns. So what we have to get toward is one of two things. A group herd immunity, which I believe Southeast Asia has. I think they may have had it even before we contracted the first case of COVID here in America.
Really?
I think SARS-CoV started a couple years ago.
Wow.
And I think Asians maybe didn't even know they had COVID, and it developed a herd immunity.
Oh, man, that's good. That's good. Never thought of
The
it.
second thing that we're hoping for, and I think our stock market is banking on, are at least 3 companies now that have 90% efficacy vaccines.
Yep.
And I just read today CDC's predicting that possibly as early as 2 weeks from now, they're going to start injecting those nationwide. And say what you will about President Trump, but his Operation Warp Speed, and his use of the military to help get these vials out there to service 330 million people, I think the vaccine by end of January, we're going to have a large enough percentage of Americans vaccinated that will give us herd immunity, almost like a natural herd immunity fast forward that I think Southeast Asia has developed over the course of a couple of years. So don't just take my word for it. Look at, the Wall Street. The Dow Jones broke 30,000 because I think they're banking on these vaccines that are showing somewhere between 90 and 95% efficacy, which is really incredible. Now, there's going to be issues because it's under the Trump administration, so you're going to have the people on the blue side of the political spectrum worried, but we'll have a transition to the Biden administration, and so hopefully we'll get all the red folks vaccinated under Trump, and then on January 20th, we'll get all the blue folks vaccinated under Biden. So we'll just have to see how that all works out, because there's such a high level of cynicism and distrust and partisanship right now in American politics. Our body politic is not very healthy.
Yep.
So we're just going to have to see how this develops. But one more final comment.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm talking.
No, please keep on talking, Fred. It's good.
The concern I have with Governor Newsom handing over his testicles, I mean, delegating his executive power to these county health bureaucrats, is that they have tunnel vision. They don't understand economics. That's not part of their training. And their mission is to stop COVID. Well, what about cancer? What about people with heart disease? What about people that need treatment that has nothing to do with COVID? Right now, these health officers don't see any of that.
Yep.
They've got tunnel vision. And so handing over such huge executive authority to 58 county officers over all of our economy when they have no expertise on that. What about divorce? What about depression? What about bankruptcy?
Yeah.
You talk about a health crisis, you go bankrupt, you don't have health insurance. So there's such a broader perspective that our state elected officials should consider that the county health officers will never consider. That's the structural problem with delegating his balls to the county. He needs to stand up and say, I'm the only statewide elected executive in California. I'm going to protect the big picture.
Yeah.
And it's not just fighting a disease that has less than a 0.001% death rate. Right? And so that's part of the problem, delegating this huge authority to these county bureaucrats that just don't see the bigger picture.
Got it.
And by the way,
go ahead.
They also don't understand our industry. Our industry has not been permitted and regulated by the health counties or the county health department since 1926.
Wow. Yep.
So since 1927, our industry has been state licensed, state enforced, state inspected. And so the counties don't understand the level of education and training that goes into our licensed professionals. They don't understand how clean and safe our licensed establishments are compared to, say, a restaurant.
Yep.
And I don't want to bag on restaurants.
Oh, Home Depot. Home Depot.
Right. Yeah, let's not bag on restaurants because those poor guys are
struggling.
30% of them are gone. They're bankrupt. They're shut down. So, yeah, look at all these companies that are so-called essential that haven't been shut down one frickin' day.
Nope.
And compare their safety. Just look at your grocery store.
People are very conscious, and so they protect themselves, and it's not as widespread as many years ago. I remember this season, my customer come in, everybody have runny nose or coughing, but this year everyone is very healthy, and I think it's being conscious that continue to live healthy and prepare yourself.
No loops because they wear masks.
Yes, and also not only that, but okay, actually, you know
Wash
what?
your hands.
Yes.
Wash their hands,
Lou, actually, you know what? You gave me a perfect opportunity to segue into what Fred mentioned before, which is something that he was hoping to bring this up, and I promise you it was on my list right here, folks. Home salon. That's right. If we shut down, folks, okay, let me just say this. Folks, if we shut down again, I already know. I tell you right now, I'm not no expert, but I tell you right now, the increase of home service, home salon, whatever you want to call it, will be on the rise. And that is one of my big concerns, folks. Fred already mentioned a little bit about it, but I want to hear what the other people on the panel feel about home salon service. Folks, in the nail industry, as you know, I'm pretty sure it's the same, and Fred, maybe you can, validate this. In the nail industry, folks, as you know, okay, Customer now, because they're not able to go to the salon, that's the first level. They are actually going online right now to buy the product. It's all connected, folks. They're buying the product and just assuming they're not buying the brand name. Just that act alone have an impact on the business of the brand name in America or in the beauty business. That we are in. Okay. Now, I've been reading a lot of posts, especially one today. I don't know if I shared it with you guys. I think I shared it on with TV about a post that a regular client that is not a nail pro went online to buy a product and start working on her nails. And sure enough, you should see that picture. Fred, if you see that picture, you will just it was the worst I ever seen. And that just give me an example of that is the potential issue, folks, that can happen if a client get their hands on professional product that they don't have no education on and try to do it at home. That's just the client I'm talking about. Now, I think what Fred is talking about is the actual professional going underground, folks. Yeah. All right? This is how many licensees that we have. Now, hair tend to be more independent, so I will see that happening. I wouldn't be surprised if hair pros trying to maintain their life and their expenses by going to the salon. Going to the people's house. And again, Fred is right. There is no way to regulate it, and that could cause up a whole nother big issue. And not only that, but directly will impact our industry, folks. And that's hair. Yeah. Nails, I'm only focusing on the nails, folks. That is happening right now, and that is
happening now.
Exactly. So, Lou, what's your thought on that, my brother, please?
Mary Kay, how she started?
Yes, door to door.
It's going to be like that for nail salons. Nail industry. They're going to call friends and family over, 5-6 people. They're going to have a technician come over their house. Are you serious? They have a nail party.
Oh, my God.
I've heard about this. I heard it. It's going on right now. Okay?
Oh, my God.
Because technicians usually don't come for just one person. Come over. I'll get my sister, my sister-in-law, my friend. Let's have a nail salon party, a nail party at my house.
I didn't even think about
this. This is happening now, right now.
Fred, have you heard that in the hair? This is interesting. I never heard of that.
Yeah, wow. not in hair.
But you wouldn't be surprised if that happened, right? Jesus.
Yeah, not with hair and spa services, but definitely with nail services, because economically it doesn't make sense to go to someone's house and just do one service. So if you have friends and family, you've got a half a dozen people you could walk out. That makes more economic sense. So yeah, that's absolutely a possibility.
It's inevitable the way the industry is right now.
I will say this, whatever you think of the state board,
yes,
they did not. First, they were trying to get our industry reopened. Okay. And the governor's administration was giving them the Heisman, the stiff arm. Second, they stopped all fines. They were in salons educating them about COVID compliance.
Yes, they were.
So they were truly trying to be partners and raise our professionalism, not penalize us. Where they draw the line, there's 2 lines they've drawn. One is for nail salons and other establishments that are not COVID compliant. They will come after you. And they have gone after the licenses of some barbershops recently.
Yes.
Because they were not COVID compliant, and they knew they weren't, and they didn't care. And they were even going on the news and flaunting all these clients waiting in their waiting room and no social distancing of their workstation, no masks, etc. So they will crack down. That's one line.
Yes.
For lack of COVID safety protocols.
Yes.
The other line, and they've come out a couple weeks ago with an announcement on social media and emails, is the unlicensed out-of-establishment services, the house calls. Those are patently illegal.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a couple of statutory exceptions for shut-ins,
yep,
for Hollywood production facilities,
yep,
for hair braiding and hair threading, but besides a couple of minor exceptions, you cannot perform nail services for money outside of a licensed nail establishment.
Got it.
That's the law.
Folks, I told you in the beginning, right? Look at us. We went over an hour already. I know we could keep on going, but I have to let the gentlemen go. I'm sure that they will come back again to join us to give an update. And thank you so much, Fred. Thank you, Lou. And, of course, our special co-host guest that's talking a lot today. Thank you so much. Folks, on that note, have a wonderful Thanksgiving week. Some of you might be spending time with your family. If you do, enjoy yourself and be safe, okay? Other than that, we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks, folks. Peace out.